Hello guys, welcome to the first video tutorial on Python programming for beginners. And in this video I'm going to give you an introduction to Python and how you can download and install Python on your Windows operating system. So let's get started. So Python is widely used general purpose high level language, and its design philosophy emphasizes code readability, and its syntax allows programmers to express concept in fewer lines of code than would be possible in a language such as C. So let me give you a little overview of Python first. So Python is a scripting language, and it includes object oriented concepts also, and it's a portable and very powerful language, and it's often called a programming language for beginners because it's really easy to learn Python, and it's really easy to implement. If you have little codes or a little concept which you want to implement very fast, you can use Python to implement them. And it has mixed features like programming languages like Java and Perl screams. And what are the uses of Python? It can be used to make system utilities. It can be used to make GUIs. GUIs stands for graphical user interface, and there are some IDEs which you can use, or which there are some platform which you can use to create GUI. So these are some of the platform on which you can make GUI application. For example, Qt platform, or Windows platform, or GTK platform. You can make interactive GUIs using Python. You can also use Python to make internet scripting as a internet scripting language, and you can also use Python as a embedded scripting language. Even you can use Python as a database programming language, artificial intelligence, and image processing. So there are widely used implementations of Python, and you can use Python in many many fields. So it's very good idea to learn Python, and it's really easy to learn Python. That's why you can learn Python if you are a beginner in programming. Okay, so let's see how we can install Python on our Windows operating system. So just open your favorite browser and search for Python. And the first link here you will find is www.python.org. This is the official website of Python. Just click here, and in here you will be able to see the overview of Python by browsing these tabs. But the tab we are interested in right now is this download tab. And in here there are two versions. One is the very latest version, and one was a little bit slightly older version but very stable version also. What we are going to do is we are going to download this latest version. So I'm going to just click this download button, and it will download this Python 3.4.1 at the time of making this video. This is the latest version, and once this download is complete, we will be able to install Python on our system. So now download is complete. I will just run this, and it's preparing to install. And this is the first option, or first wizard, Python setup wizard you will be able to see. And for now I just want to use install for all users, and I will click next. And in here, this is the default location where Python will be installed, and this is the name of the folder because it's version 3.4. So the folder name will be Python 3.4. Okay, just click next, and then these are all the utilities which will be installed. If you want to customize, you can customize it, but I will leave them as default, and I will click next, and the installation will start. And it's saying that it will take several minutes to install Python, so you need to wait until its process is going on. And once the process completes, I will go through the next steps. So let's wait for some time, and I will pause the video for now. So while this process is going on, I will give you a brief of compilation and how this Python language interprets or compile itself. Okay, so if you have learned any other languages like C, C++, or Java, you know that this language is a compile. First you need to compile this file like Java or some other program, and then once you compile your program, it will produce a executable file, and then you can run this executable file and you will be able to see this kind of a result. But Python is a interpreted language. That means you don't need to compile your Python program because it's a interpreted language. It will directly or you will be able to run directly your program, and it is a runtime compilation it will do. So if any error occurs, you will be able to see them only at runtime. Okay, so there is no need to compile, or there is no feature to compile your code in Python. It will just execute your program directly. So this is the little difference between the programming languages like Java, C, or C++. That in those languages you need to compile your program, but in Python instead it's an interpreted language, so you don't need to compile this. It will be executed at runtime. Okay, now our installation is finished, so I will just click finish. Now once your installation is complete, you will be able to go to your start menu here, and you will be able to see Python in these options. Otherwise you can go to all programs, and in here you will be able to see Python and whatever version you have downloaded for Python. So I can see this folder called Python space 3.4, which is a version for Python I have installed, and when I click this folder I can see a few files here. So there is something called Python command line, and I will click this first, Python command line first. And this is a command line tool which you can use to execute your Python scripting language or Python programs, right? So for example, I want to execute something here. What I can do, I can just print something. So I will write print, and in the brackets, in the earlier version before 3 or before version 3, you don't need to give these brackets to execute your message, but after version 3 you need to use these brackets in order to print your message, like using print function. So print is a built-in function to print your string or whatever you write in these brackets. So I will just use double quotes and I will write hello world, and when I press enter it will give me hello world, right? So there are something you will notice when I have printed hello world, that First, you don't need any semicolon or any ending declaration in Python. So if you have or if you are used to some languages like C, C++, or Java, you know that you need to end your line using semicolons, right? But in your Python program, you don't need to use semicolons here. And the other thing, I've already told you that you don't need to compile your program. You just hit enter and it will run your program, right? So this is a command line tool. The same functionality you can use a GUI tool also to write the program. So if you want to develop your program using command line, you can use this Python command line. I will just close it for now. And I can even use, or Python even provides a GUI which is called idle to program Python. So I will just go to this folder once again and I will click this idle Python GUI, and it will open the same shell command, but it's more interactive and you will be able to see the uh, same command line structure here. Now for starting, because I think these fonts are a little bit smaller, so I can make them bigger by going into the option configure idle, and in here I can change the font size of my shell, right? So for example, I want to increase it to 16 so that I can see better and you can also see better. Let's make it 18 even, so you will be able to see more better. Okay, so once this is done, in here also you can just write print, and in the brackets you can just give your message, for example, hello world. And whenever I have or when I write this, you will be able to see different colors for different structure. So because print is a function, it will be highlighted in different color, and hello world is a string, so it will be highlighted in green color, for example. So this in this way you can read the program in a better way, and this is why we generally use this Python GUI, or which is called idle, to program. Okay, and I press enter and it gives me once again the result hello world, right? Now I think that's it for this video. In the next video I'm going to show you how to use other features of Python. So stay tuned and please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.